Where were you in 1995? Where were you in 1995? Where were you in 1995?
We were in Cape Coast, Ghana, West Africa, where we were visited by an African-American artist. She liked us and took photos of us. But then she went away.
Later that month, a woodcarver from Jamaica came to visit us, and I decided we would follow him across the ocean. And so we walked across the water to America. It took 7 years, but we made it. The woodcarver brought us to a little village where we began a new life as a logo. Many people came to visit us as we represented community and culture,
Including the artist we met in 1995. At first, she did not recognize us, but while doing a painting, she remembered. Then we, the ancestors, inspired her to restore the memory of other Black artists. And now we will show you what happens when we go back and fetch it, because the Creator has a master plan.
Guide me, oh, thou great Jehovah. Pilgrim through this barren land, I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me in thy powerful hand.
It is a great story, that of the Negro in America. By the early 1500s, black explorers were coming to the New World. They came as explorers. first Negroes did not come to America as slaves. They came as explorers. As soon as they were landed and sold, some would run away into the forest and join the Indians. No man wanted to be a slave. No man wanted to be a slave. It is a great story, that of the Negro in America.
In memory of our ancestors who suffered one of the cruelest crimes against humanity, we, the survivors, vow to ensure that such evil will never again be committed by humans against other humans. The NCA, both in the diaspora and Ghana, present this commemorative plaque with commitment to use our artistic talent and creativity to protect, advance, and cherish the continuity of our ancestral memory. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Hi, Erica. Come on, and you can unmute yourself. This is everybody can see.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Erica?
Hi.
Long time.
Yes, long time. Hello. Excellent, excellent. I enjoyed it. I was one of the ones that stayed for the whole time.
Oh, that's
Brave soul.
Yeah. I wanted to know what was behind you choosing to do the reenactment? I mean, because some of the issues that you talked about, they're prevalent. You know, a lot of those issues are prevalent today.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
just curious what was behind, what was the inspiration of you choosing to do the reenactment of those artists?
Well, I found that article when I was working on my doctoral work. And when I read it, and I really need to give a shout out to the Metropolitan, because they gave us free, we didn't have to pay any loyalty or anything. They just said, go for it. And so, but when I found that, I read it and I was like, wow, this sounds like a script. And being an artist, being a performer, I said, this will be good. And I used to use it occasionally in my classroom so that I could have, and the students would read it, because as you could tell, you could get so much information. One year ago, during the throes of the global COVID-19 pandemic, we, the folks you're about to see, got together and presented a unique example of what happens when people focus on building a community. I thought of it as sitting under the BAOBAB tree, or UJIMA, which means collective work and responsibility, the third day of Kwanzaa. 8 people who had never met each other and knew very little about this virtual communication called Zoom agreed to join me in presenting a significant art historical document in a unique way that had not been done before. Well, at least to my knowledge. Okay, you can unmute now. I should be able to hear you. JC, can you
hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, JC?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. What about you? Art, can you hear me now? Okay, but I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Let's see. Don't get upset. It's not, that's why we're having a meet and greet. That's why we don't have rehearsal today. Okay, let's see who this is.
With this one, if you pull up Zoom, you go into it. You can give the passcode and the code. Then it wanted to know if you wanted to connect with Google or whoever else, and I have a Google account, so it gave me all this other stuff. So let me leave out and come back into just type in google.us. And when
you're giving me too much information. I'm like, okay, I'm sitting up here. Ben is trying to get in.
Okay.
And I think he's having the same issue that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, and Michael said that he had to work a little late, so I'm trying to boot up my desktop now. So I just love it, and we're all miles away from each other.
Yes.
Okay, now, and Bernard's asking me to resend the link. I love it. Let me see where it is. I thought, yeah, here it is. Here's the link right here. Let me go.
Yeah, you had a link. You didn't.
You can go to the Zoom homepage.
And right here. Let me go.
Yeah, you had a link. You didn't.
You can go to the Zoom homepage, and then you can click on a certain link there, and then put in your meeting ID.
Yeah,
and then
join.
It'll ask you for like your email address. So that's how I did the first time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's what I did.
I have a Zoom already set up, and any of the ones that I normally go in.
Okay. Yes, I hate all these numbers.
Yeah.
I don't think they have to. Okay.
You all confusing me now. Wait a minute.
Just type in the browser. Tell them to type Zoom.
No, you all leave me alone.
Actually, just do Zoom.us.
I'm going to mute everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to mute you.
Yeah, Sharon, you can just.
All right, see if this works. ask them, it's sending. See if once they get this link, if they can hit it and it works. I hope I typed everything in correctly.
I don't see it on my phone that you sent.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Okay.
This is Metro phone now. You know,
Oh,
this
that's
is Detroit.
right.
This is Detroit.
She got one of those crawdads.
We bootlegging out here now. This the G.
That was a flash special.
Right. Got this off the back of some truck. You know what I'm saying?
It fell off a truck somewhere, man. Believe me. I understand that.
Hey, you got to give it a second. I don't have the iPhone. It's a
that's right.
buy phone.
You seem to have lost your way.
It's a tri-phone. You can try-phone.
Try to see if it works.
Yes.
That you seem to have lost your way.
They're asking you all, is there any suggestions?
I'm trying something. Just give me a second here.
Because they need to know that we're in this together.
Yeah.
Okay. This is how, it's just like I said before. Well, things are never always the way you want them to be. And if you're not flexible, it gets really crazy.
Sharon?
Yes.
The easiest way to start back from
there it is.
Zero, simply to go to Google and type in one word, Zoom.
Yeah.
We'll then come up with log in, and they can just click join meeting.
That's right. Well, why are you telling me? You need to be typing it into the conversation.
Hey, what do you think I am, an expert? I haven't figured out how to type it in.
Right. I'm working on something. I'm hoping we'll get them where they need to get to.
Life is neither linear, neat, nor tidy. For me, I can honestly tell you, this has been the smoothest and the highlight of the past 2 weeks.
Oh no.
True story.
Poor thing.
It has been crazy. Okay. Familiar with the Bible, you're familiar with Christianity, but I was like, yes, one of the days, was it yesterday or the day before? It was very foggy one morning.
Yes.
Okay, you remember? And I was sitting on the bed. I'd been doing my meditations, and I just blurted out, and I said, "But Lord, I'm doing this. I'm coming with gifts. I'm bringing gifts." And it felt like the Lord was sitting right beside me, saying, "Yeah, I know. Tell me about it."
Tell me about it. Right? How about that?
I mean,
that's good.
Like he's like, who you telling?
Who you telling? Okay. You know, did you see have you been looking at my palms for, like, you know, lady?
Really.
Right. I think I have him on the phone.
I'm not only concerned with.
Okay. But what did you think, you all? Are you feeling it?
One.
Yeah.
The narrative.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like you're feeling it. It's, like I said, I can't see, so I'm listening, and it certainly sounds like you guys are feeling it. You're in your role. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
And what were you saying, Art?
Once the narrative began, the meter is there twice as good as it was in the previous rehearsals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a hug. Okay, you bad. You're bad. Okay. Anybody?
Now.
Oh, are you having a good day, Bernard?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. It's better this happening now than on the 28th, right?
Of course. So that's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
So we can see whatever we're gonna have to work out here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we did all the same things that we did before, but I haven't a clue. I'm not very technical anyway, so I have no clue as to what was going on.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll work that out. We'll work out the technicalities, right?
We'll work it out.
Yeah, we'll work.
Still on?
She just gave him. He just gave her the number, so she's going to call. So he's not on yet, and so we're going to wait for him. Is this everybody okay? Because I know Art, you were saying that you have a cold, but hang in there. If you can.
I'm sorry, Art.
Hey.
I'm fine.
Mr. Lloyd asked, what can be done? What can help? I think one thing we can do is just what we're doing now and more of it. It's going to take education. educating the white community to respect and to recognize the intellectual capacity of Black artists.
And I mean, have you been enjoying reading about your actors, your artists?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like mine too much, but okay.
Well, you should. I mean, certain people have taken on Tom Holding. I wonder if his wife is accepted or rejected the fact that he has become Tom Holding. He called me yesterday and told me, Sharon, this is Tom. I was like, and he was like, I just flew in from Paris. Okay.
I'm sleeping in the backyard now.
Okay, because he was a piece of work. Tom Holding was a piece of work. Back in the 1980s, I found this article, The Black Artists in America, a Symposium. I was doing my archaeological diggings around in one of the many museums, libraries, and even basement archives. I was looking for any materials that supported my doctoral studies in aesthetic anthropology. Thanks to the many research librarians and directors of museums, I was given full access that would lead me to discover this article you are about to see, hear, laugh, and hopefully will inspire you to want to know more.
Good afternoon. I'm Tom Hoving, director of the Metropolitan Museum from 1967 through 1977. On the 18th of January in 1968, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, known simply as the Met, opened an exhibition that had nothing to do with art in its narrow sense, but everything to do with this museum, its evolving role and purpose. What we hope is its emerging position as a positive, relevant, and regenerative force in modern society. The title of the exhibition was Harlem on My Mind, the cultural capital of Black America, 1900-1968. Times change, bodies change, minds change. When I grew up in New York, living on 84th Street and Park Avenue, Harlem was with me and my family due to a wonderful maid of sunny disposition, Bessie, and a thin, sour chauffeur, Frank, who drove me to school in moody silence. Harlem was a light year away. Uptown, Negroes, colored people constituted an unspoken menace, a tribe that must not be allowed to come down the avenue. If anybody, at least in my family, had said 26 years ago, Black is proud and beautiful, and a Black man is strong and creative and male, or Negroes have one of the strongest, most personal, persuasive, and enriching cultures of any minority group in the United States, everyone would have been puzzled and flabbergasted. Any suggestion that we meet as equals and just talk just couldn't come up. To me, Harlem on My Mind, January 18th, 1968, was a discussion. It was an exhibition that attempted through photographs, films, television, documentary recording of sounds and voices, music and memorabilia to convey that most difficult of things, a cultural and historical experience, a total environment, one particular world which has been known intimately only to the Black people of New York City, Harlem. It didn't interpret or explain. It stuck to the facts. Harlem's historical events over the past 68 years, its literature, theater, politics, music, art, and business. 3 Blacks and 3 Whites conceived the show and put it in 13 of the Met's special exhibition galleries. The Henry Luce Foundation generously underwrote the cost of the exhibition. Now, this afternoon, we are hosting a reenactment of a symposium that grew out of a public response to that controversial exposition. The outcry from Black artists and the Harlem community prompted us to further explore the essential nature of the museum's role beyond making people see. Today, we must ask them and ourselves to look as well, to look searchingly at things that have to be faced, such as our communities and our larger environment. Speaking for this museum, we've been unresponsive to societal and political events. Our hope for the exhibition was that it communicate a sense of place and a way of living, that it will make us realize that we must begin to look to the great Negro past for our understanding of the American experience and look to it as well for whatever communications we hope for the future. This afternoon, I have the honor of introducing 7 outstanding and accomplished artists: Romare Bearden, Sam Gilliam Jr., Richard Hunt, Jacob Lawrence, Tom Lloyd, William Williams, and Hale Woodruff. Gentlemen, let us proceed.
We are here to discuss some of the problems of the Black artists in America. I think one of the most perplexing is the problem of making a living. During the last 2 or 3 years, this problem has been met to some degree by more teaching jobs being made available to us, but it is still hard for the Black artist to support himself. I'd like to hear from some of the members of the panel respond to this question.
Okay. But what did you think, you all? Did you feel, are you feeling it?
One,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
The narrative.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like you're feeling it. It's, like I said, I can't see, so I'm listening, and it certainly sounds like you guys are feeling it. You're in your role. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm. And what were you saying, Art?
Once the narrative began, the meter is there twice as good as it was in the previous rehearsals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a hug. Okay, you bad. You're bad. Okay. And I want to first of all introduce our new Hale Woodruff. I don't have to be Hale Woodruff tonight. And Sam Williams is Hale Woodruff. And Sam, why don't you just introduce yourself?
I'm Sam Williams and I'm Hale Woodruff.
We can't hear you too loud.
I said my name is Sam Williams and I'm Hale Woodruff. Been in the DC area about 45 years from New York City.
No, if anything cancels, I'll let you know.
Been in the DC area about 45 years. I collect art, I sell art, and I love art. I love the arts.
Yeah.
And I'm here to support.
Yeah.
Can you all hear me pretty well?
Yep. I can hear you.
Yep.
Okay,
there we go. Mm-hmm.
Any questions for me?
No.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, really. It's good to see you.
Yes.
Glad you're on board.
We needed a Hale.
Anything like that?
Okay, so
good.
Okay. Folks, I think that we've done a lot. Pat yourself on the back again tonight. Okay, give yourself a hug. Eat your wheat. And I will see.
I'd rather have somebody else give me a hug. You know.
Well, I'm going to. Well, you're going to figure that out on yourself.
On that note,
I don't think Chris.
You have to work that out.
Yeah.
You asking a whole lot of Zoom, honey. Asking a lot of Zoom.
Love you guys.
All right. Love y'all.
All right. Take care.